I'm not injured. I'm sore. I just started this new training program at like a local gym. I've always wanted to like do something like this. I didn't even know we had anything like this locally, and they killed me yesterday. I did I think I did 505 squats. Have you ever done 500 squats in an hour? I mean, and if I think I'm in pain now, just wait until tomorrow. It's gonna be. Jason Kirchie here, and I've got a treat for you. Another treat. We had a treat a couple weeks ago. This treat, today we're going back to Expo East. We're gonna do a rig walk around video, tour, whatever you wanna call it, of the Fargo 4x4 4Runner. This thing, I mean, they have done so much. I mean, I've been following for a long time. It's mind-blowing how much stuff that they've done. It's freaking awesome. All right, I am here with Fannie. What's your last name, Fannie?
Morales.
There's a trash can right there.
Okay, I should have known that because I know Eddie's last name. This is
Eddie.
Fannie Morales, and she has a 4Runner, and it's pretty sweet. I mean, it's really, really decked out. I've been man crushing on it for quite a while now. I'd like to know. Okay, so how did you get into all of this like overland stuff?
So I was already into camping and kayaking, all the outdoor stuff, and then when Eddie and I met, I had a Honda Accord and he had a Fusion. We had both just turned into sedans, and we got together and we're like, you know what, we're gonna buy it. We bought the truck. I also have a German Shepherd, Husky German Shepherd, big dog. We bought the truck, and then next thing you know, we're like, oh, we gotta do something with this truck. So we took a road trip all the way out to Yellowstone, and it's been addicting ever since. Everything that we were able to do with the truck, the places that we were able to go that we probably wouldn't have gone had we either rented something or flown in. We wouldn't have had the gear, the capabilities. Even when the truck was stopped, we could do so much with it. And since then, it's grown. So it's a 2014 SR5 Premium. Again, coming up from an Accord, I still wanted a bit of a luxury. So it's got leather seats and a sunroof, which were my primary at the beginning as I transitioned out. We figured that we would probably upgrade some of the things, which is part of the reason why we didn't go necessarily for a trail edition. And at the time, we weren't sure where it was going anyway. The first mod that we did was the front bumper. So we did a hybrid. Which we've now changed. We've added a winch, so we now have the C4 Low Pro in the front. And probably the next couple of mods, we added the roof rack because we took the truck to Maine as our honeymoon trip. Yeah. So we added the roof rack, added a rooftop tent, had the rear bumper done. So I mean, it's gone through a lot. Talk to us about improved performance. Like, what have you done to enhance the capability? Where to start? Okay, yeah. So let me give you a roadmap because I have notes as to what to do. Let's talk about tires. Okay. Tell me about the tires that you have on there, and tell me like why you have those. I see they're Firestone. Firestone okay. MT2s. For probably the first half of its life, we had BF Goodrich KO2s. Okay. And then once those kind of came to be, we had to research and say what we want to do next. Okay. We came upon the Firestone, everything about it. We love the new tread design. It performed fantastically. It's not as loud as some people would think for being a mud tire. Yeah. So again, good control on the highway. It's performed fantastically when we're out on the trails. We've had some issues with other tires on other vehicles that have popped easily, or with rocks. This one has gone through everything, no issues.
What size tires are you running?
295 70 17.
295 70 17. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then talk to us about your suspension setup. So it has a lift. It's not factory. I can see that.
No, it's not stock. Right now we're running a Dobinson's non-adjustable 3-inch lift in the front. Okay. And then we have long travel in the back.
Okay. So tell me about the long travel, because I've actually been curious about like what it entails, how it works, because you have to be able to something's got to disconnect back there, right, in order for it to have that much travel. So how does that work?
So we disconnected the sway bars in the back. Okay. And we actually...
Did you remove them completely?
Yes.
Okay.
And we actually haven't been able to explore its full travel just yet. Yeah. But it does definitely have some range. We also added Total Chaos links in the back. Okay. Adjusted those.
What are links?
The
We can show me in a minute, but
Yes.
like, yeah, okay. So you show me in a minute. These are the links right here.
Yeah,
right?
that's one of them. There's 5 total. So you got one on each side. Those are the lower links.
Are those adjustable links?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what it helps enable some of the long travel.
Yeah.
Correct.
See that big old bushing thingy? Yeah, it's coming from the top and it's coming down. See it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the rear bump stop.
that's a bump stop right there. If you didn't know.
It's progressive, so it gets stiffer as it compresses more.
Both front and rear are timbered.
Yeah. And then you got those.
So here's the other link.
And
Okay.
that's a panhard bar, and then the upper links are up there too. See them up there with the red bushing?
I think you had upper control arms, total chaos.
We have
Upper
total
control
chaos
arms?
uppers, yes.
Okay, and in the back, is there upper control arms in the back? I don't even know.
No.
I don't know how much you've been on camera, but like the first couple of times you're on camera, it's always like a little bit weird. You feel like you're like, I don't know. And then after a while you get used to it, but Fannie's a trooper. But you could tell she was a little bit nervous, and she forgot to mention some things that she wanted to mention. And so we went back after the fact, and like the saying is, oh, you can just fix it in the edit. But sometimes it ends up just being a little choppy. But anyway, we got to talking a little bit more about their suspension, and they added some bump stops.
So timbering is our bump stops.
Okay.
That's part of improving our performance.
And what wheels are you running, Fannie?
For our wheels, we carry VTX 17-inch Terras in black, and then for our brakes, we have Sequence cross-drilled and slotted rotors. We upgraded the pads when we changed all of that. We also carry Spider Track's 1.25 spacers. We have a dual battery setup. We actually set it up with Blue Sea Systems. It's an add-a-battery kit, so that helps keep all of our accessories.
But we didn't really go into any detail here with electrical, so sorry about that. So you guys, it looks like you're running a 4Runner rack, right?
4Runner slimline full-length roof rack.
Let me stop you right there. We'll get to lighting in a minute, because I'm curious about that light. So okay, so talk to me about, so why the 4Runner rack?
Nope, we love the design. We love that it's kind of sleek. You know,
It's a
very
flat
low
rack.
profile.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, we used to have one of the roof racks where it had the tubes.
Yeah.
And when you're climbing around on there, it can get pretty uncomfortable, which I used to do a lot whenever we didn't have the roof rack up there, when we were installing the lights. It was just...
I just wanted to acknowledge all the noise going on in the background there. I mean, it's a crazy amount of noise. I'm sorry about that. So I wanted a flat rack on the top, and the reason why I went with the K9 rack from Easy On was because there was no drilling in the front, and that was like, that was an honest apprehension, right? It's like drilling in the roof rack.
No, yeah.
And
what if you do it wrong?
right.
If you do too big, then yeah.
Now, I mean, so I'm a fan of like purpose modifications, you know? I mean, it's like you get to use it.
Of course.
You didn't drill?
No.
Okay, so tell me about it.
So all we did, we already had another roof rack on there, so all we did, we just bolted it with the bolts that come on, where the
So it's just not
crossbars
attached
would
at the
go.
front?
Yep.
Okay.
So
Okay. What Eddie was saying there off camera was that they used a double stick tape, a commercial grade, probably some of that really heavy duty 3M stuff in the front, just to make sure that the front didn't vibrate or wiggle or anything. And if I got that wrong, Eddie, check me in comments there below. I've actually heard that from a couple of different people. I'm actually a really big fan of the 4Runner rack. I'm just being frank. And it's like I've said before, it's mostly because it's everything that I love about the Easy On rack, and then also everything that I don't love about the Easy On rack. Things like being well supported, lots of accessories, you know, stuff like that. But most of the accessories that I buy are 4Runner accessories because they work for the K9 rack. But I wanted flat and I wanted aluminum. Those were two major prerequisites because they're lighter and you don't have to deal with rust. Lighting. Okay, now I get to ask you, and this is going to be out of order, but I want to know about your light up there, because does Extreme LED?
yes,
is that it?
that's Extreme LED.
So I've asked, I don't see it on their website. It was on their website. I'm not sure where I was looking, or anyway, I got back home and got to look in and talk to them or talk to the Extreme LED people, and it was on their website. It's right here. I bought it. Like right after the expo. I've had it like here at my house for, I don't know, since October. I have a video planned, and it's like this lighting video. And sometimes when I like plan an idea around doing something, I just end up... Procrastination is not your friend, by the way.
38 inch at the top, and then we have a 25 inch.
So I have the same smaller one for the 25 inch on my bumper.
Yes.
And I love the dual...
Love it.
I love the dual capability of it.
Yes. You know, back in our earlier days when we just had fog lights, we went through a really bad storm when we were driving to Kansas, actually took a trip to Wyoming, and sheet rain. Actually, we were in the middle of a tornado warning area, and we turned on our lights, we turned on our top LED light, and the white light just reflected so strongly that we were like, oh man,
Can't see.
we can't see.
Yeah, it's
we're
washout.
gonna have to fix this. So now having the amber capability both on the top light and in the winch, beautiful.
Yeah. What's the total LED output or the lumen output on the
The
rack?
top is 1700, and then the bottom is 1100. Excuse me, 17,000 and 11,000.
Yeah, 17,000. Yeah. No, I got it. Okay, so talk to me about your bumper. You've upgraded lighting on that too. It's still the same.
Yes.
It's the 25-inch version of this, I believe, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that's an extreme LED light bar.
On a C4 low pro bumper with a Smitty-built X20 10,000 pound winch.
Okay. What do you do for comms?
We have both CB and ham.
Okay, so you have CB and ham?
Yes.
So do you have an antenna? I mean, how does it... So I bought a CB radio, and then I was going to install it, and I was like, oh, I need an antenna.
Yes, so we have an antenna for each.
Okay. The next section that I wanted to kind of go over is armor.
Ah,
So that's where like the bumper and skids and sliders would come in. So talk to me about like what you're doing for protection.
so at the front, like I said, because we originally didn't want to go for a full bumper, we kept the low pro look, especially just because a stock 4Runner is just so sexy.
I love the way
you know,
it looks. I'm
Obviously,
very
I've
happy
seen
with
some
the way it
beautiful
looks.
designs for full replacement front bumpers, but I still love the look, so we kept it. We have a C4 Low Pro on the front. We have C4 rock sliders in the back. We also have a C4 gas tank skid.
Okay.
And in the rear, we're running the SSO full bumper, but I don't think they're making that one anymore.
I see what you got with your, you've done the same thing with your wiring here
Yes.
as well. Cool. And both sides, yeah, so awesome.
Thanks for a cleaner look.
We didn't really spend any time on discussing the rear bumper. I don't really know why, which is one of the reasons why I give it this fancy little cinematic sequence. I don't know a lot about this rear bumper, and I don't think it's available anymore, but it's one of the bumpers that I always really liked. One of the things I liked most about it was the ladder, the fact that it had a ladder on the side. Anyway, I know Kevin with Lifestyle Overland's running this bumper. Danny Taco Runner on Taco Runner on Instagram is running it. Everybody I know that's ran it has been happy with it, so I guess if you can find it, maybe it's a good bumper option. But anyway, like I said, it's got a dual, we didn't spend much time on it, but it's got a dual rear swing arm. Looks like it's got little gas struts there. Has the jerry can holder thingamajiggers, side ladder, which is cool. I don't have anything else to add for that, but anyways, back to the show. Tell me about the paint. I mean, is it painted or is it powder coated?
This one is powder coated.
So it's just powder coated like
Yes.
a silver or something, just to give it some contrast. Do you have a skid in the front?
Yes, ARB.
Oh, you have ARB skid in the front.
Yes.
Okay. And then you got a gas tank skid, and then any other skids?
Full ARB skids,
Okay, full ARB skids.
except the skids.
Except for gas tank.
Talk to me about recovery, because it happens.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Even if you've got like crawl control, I get this all the time. People are like, oh, well, you know you have crawl control and a locking rear differential and multi-terrain select. That means it's impossible to get stuck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's not.
No, humans
still
can
happens.
pull off a lot of amazing feats.
Yeah.
We get stuck in places.
Yeah. Well, still tell me what you do for recovery. You have a winch up, I think
We
you
do.
said, right?
We have
So tell
a
me.
Smitty-built X20 10,000 pound, and then we
Okay.
also carry some recovery gear in the back.
Okay.
Right, we do
Shift-
have max
max
tracks as well.
track, okay.
Steps to the back or to the top now. We leave a snatch block we carry as well, and we axes in case we have to cut anything off, shovels, and tree hookers.
Tree
yeah,
hookers.
tree hookers.
So what kind of recovery gear do you have? Like a storage box dedicated to recovery?
So one of the fuel tanks one of the fuel tanks is actually for storage,
Okay.
and that's where we carry all of our
She opened it
straps
up
and
and just-
everything. Yeah, I mean, like everything, it's evolved. It used to kind of just be hanging
Yeah.
out in between seats, and then we made the cubby in the back,
Right.
hanging out under the cubby, but then it'd be kind of all over the place.
Well, and it's a
So once
constant
you found
tweak.
it- yeah.
You
yeah,
know, you're constantly improving, right?
as things change. Yes.
So do you carry a high lift jack?
We do. We also have a high lift in the back.
Okay. And then tell me about your camping. So I see you have an FSR tent.
Yes.
Right. So tell me about this tent, because this is a larger tent, right?
So this is FSR's newest tent. It's a high country, medium size. So if it's 3 to 5 people in it, it can be pretty comfortable. And it also has, as you can see, windows all around, kind of a sunroof almost at the front at the entrance.
Okay.
It also has your bags for your shoes, that way you don't go inside, get your tent dirty.
Right.
But yeah.
So it looks like, I mean, you've got a rain fly over the top.
Yes.
And then on the back, you've got the window, and I know you got zippers on the inside.
Yes.
But is that rain resistant? That sort of that flap that kind of goes over. I'm sure it zips up on the inside of that.
Yes. Flips
Okay.
up. Yes.
And
That
then
way
the
it
same
can
thing
allow
with
for
side-
ventilation.
Same thing, I'm sure, with the side windows then too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then that sunroof in the front, is that screen, or is that like a plastic,
That
clear
plastic.
plastic window thing? So I got a question for you, but I'm going to hop back to lighting, because I noticed something, and this is something that I've been personally really struggling with.
Mm-hmm.
And my solution was I just used a piece of vinyl that I cut to fit, and it looks really, really clean.
Okay.
But what are you doing to run your wiring down from the roof under your hood? Because I get lots of people have made lots of different great suggestions or recommendations, but a lot of people are just like, run it through the back and then run it through the fire. I'm like, the reason I have the S-Pod is because I don't want to fish things through the firewall every time I want to wire something, right? I'm not going to run it all the way through. I want to run it right here into the hood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and my channel's only so big, I can fit a few wires down there, but now it's looking a little bloated. So what are you doing here?
So this is actually a homemade original Home Depot special.
Okay.
So we actually use little channels that are used usually for residential areas for you to hide your cables at home.
Okay.
So we just bought a couple of those, painted them black, double-sided taped them to the edge of the windshield when you really can't tell once you're driving around. Really right here, because it's black on black.
What else for camping? So
We also
like
have the FSR awning that, again, kind of helps out once you're out camping, done for the day, relaxing a little bit. We also carry 4Runner chairs that are easy to fold and store.
Those front runner chairs. I gotta come up with my chair solution.
Yeah.
My chairs work, but they're Walmart chairs.
Well, those store up really compact. We also carry a BioLite stove.
A BioLite stove, so that's just like a propane gas
No,
stove?
actually that's a wood stove.
Oh,
Yes, and it's engineered specifically to reduce the amount of smoke output, and it helps produce energy so that you can charge your phone as well with the own.
I've seen those.
Yes.
What else for cooking? Did you mention anything else for cooking?
No, every once in a
For food
while,
prep?
if we're really gonna go out there, we'll carry a Coleman with propane.
Okay.
But if we're gonna do something more remote, kind of be more tactical, is when we'll carry the BioLite.
What about tables or anything like that? Do you pack tables?
Yeah, we do pack tables. Just kind of your standard foldable.
Goes up in the rack, or you put it in the back?
In the back.
Okay. So this is Fargo 4x4
This is
today.
Fargo 4x4 today.
Where do you see Fargo 4x4 like next year or next month or 6 months? Are you done?
No.
Can you
know
see what else you might want or need?
The beauty of this industry, I think, is that it keeps evolving, and you walk around and you see somebody else who's cooler than you, and you're like, you're right. I do need that in my life.
Yeah.
And then you make it happen. We've got a couple of ideas swirling around, but I don't think, even when we bought the truck back then, we wanted more space so that we could road trip.
Right.
And now it's a different level of road tripping and overlanding and self-sufficiency and, being able to enjoy the outdoors from wherever.
Yeah.
Perhaps we've been in terrains that we can't conquer in our current setup, and
Yeah.
then we'll figure out that solution.
Yeah. I like the truck. I like what you've done with it. I mean, it's been eye candy for me. I mean, seeing it on Instagram and seeing it on just on the social medias.
Mm-hmm.
But I super appreciate your time today.
Sure, no problem. Thank you so much, Jason.
Yeah. I just wanted to thank you, Fannie, for spending so much time with us. I also wanted to thank Eddie for supporting us and helping us remember all of the things that you guys have done to the truck. The truck's really inspiring to me. Hopefully it's inspiring to everybody that's watching this, all of you guys. They've done a lot of really cool, amazing things. If you want to find them online, you can find them on Instagram. The link's in the description below, but it's just at Fargo4x4, 4x4. Thank you for your support. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. That helps us more than you know. It just makes us feel super duper special. And so, yeah, I mean, I got to figure out what I'm supposed to say at the end of these things.